It's a cold December afternoon in Minnesota. It's a beautiful day out, snow on the ground. Looking forward to doing some winter camping. I'm going to build a fire, have a good time just sitting around the campfire. Got a huge steak to cook on that fire. Solo camping in the winter. It's calm, it's peaceful, it's beautiful. Let's go. Well, it's only 20 degrees out. I'm breaking the cardinal rule of winter camping. I just climbed up this big hill and I'm starting to sweat. So it's time to take off some layers, cool down a little bit, and try to stay dry. I made it to camp. I have most of my hammock set up. You can see I cleared the snow out from underneath where my hammock is hanging. I have my rain fly up there that I haven't deployed yet. And today I have my War Bonnet XLC gathered end hammock. I like that in cold weather a little bit better than my bridge hammock. Underneath it I have my 10-degree hammock gear under quilt. Inside I have a 0-degree top quilt. I'm expecting it to get down to about 15 degrees tonight, so that should keep me warm. When the ground is frozen like this, of course you can't put tent stakes in the ground. So what I have made is these dead men. They are basically do-it-yourself PVC pipe cut down to 18 inches, sliced it down the half, put some holes in it, tying some line up to it with an S-beaner on the end. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bury these in the snow, and I am going to let the snow refreeze while I go up and get some firewood. And then when I come back, I will deploy my rain fly and tie them up to my dead men that have frozen and anchored into the ground. So here at Afton State Park, if you camp up in the campground and you want firewood, you have to pay $6, and it's all the firewood that you can burn is yours to use. But the problem is, this is the firewood. It's looks like it's scraps from a lumber mill. So it's a lot of really skinny, narrow. There isn't the real big logs. However, I won't have to split the wood, but this wood pile is about 1/4 of a mile from my campsite. So I've been dragging these logs for probably about an hour now down the campsite. So it's a lot of work, but I want to get enough wood so I don't have to come back and do this again later. I'm not a real seasoned winter camper. I could probably count on one hand how many times I've been out in below freezing with snow on the ground. So I'm still learning here. And it's good to have friends that are experienced winter campers where I can ask them questions and they just talk about things when you're out camping. My friend Toots from Thunder Bay is an experienced and seasoned winter camper, and has always given me little tidbits now and then, and he's a little preachy sometimes, but that's okay. But there's 3 ways to stay warm from a campfire: gathering the wood, processing the wood, and enjoying the campfire. I think I'm done with gathering my wood. Does this look like it's going to be enough for tonight and tomorrow morning? I sure hope so, because it was a lot of work. Other tip that Toots always tells me when he starts a campfire is to put the biggest wood that you have on the bottom as your base. So I have this super wide board here that you can see is really big. So I'm going to cut that up and lay that right in the base of my fire ring. So the sun is setting behind me. Still working hard here, trying to process this wood. This saw that I have isn't very good, but the fire is going. The rainfly is down. I can give you a close-up view of my new dead man. You can see the S-beaner here, going down to the buried dead man, going up to my rainfly. They're holding well, and it's doing good. This is a good test run this year for my winter equipment. In the last year, I switched from doing my pullouts on my rainfly with hiking poles and lines to a pole mod that goes over the top. I have a different rainfly that I've been using all year, 13 foot, and this is a 11 foot. And the problem is I don't have the strings on this smaller tarp to do my pole mod. So it won't be a problem tonight, but it's nice to identify that issue before I go on a longer trip. Sitting out here enjoying the quiet peacefulness of having the state park all to myself, sitting by a campfire, eating a nice hot steak cooked over that campfire. I know, you're jealous, aren't you? You should be. This is awesome. It's about 9 p.m. I'm burning off the last bit of my firewood, with the exception of the firewood that I set aside for tomorrow morning. I packed a little radio along on this trip, and I've been listening to Christmas music, and it's just been beautiful out here, you know, in Afton State Park, all to myself, quiet, got this nice fire, all the solitude. It's just beautiful. I can't put into words how much this helps recharge my system. Good morning. It's about 7:45 in the morning, about 15 degrees. Good night of sleep. Had to get up a couple times and adjust my hammock. With the gathered end hammock, there's a fiddle factor where you have to get the right angle and tension and get that underquilt just right. So I slept all right, but it's morning now. Had a beautiful sunrise this morning. Started a little campfire here. I like to start the campfire before I tear down in the winter, just because you get cold fingers and you can't wear gloves really when you're tearing down. So it's nice to come over and warm the fingers up. So my water was frozen solid this morning, so I have to de-thaw it by the campfire. It's a very delicate process because you can't melt your water bottle. It was a successful winter campout. Beautiful weather, just cold enough where the snow isn't melting but not too cold. Learned a few things. Those dead men work perfectly. I need to rig up my tarp a little bit differently, but it was just really fun, really relaxing, nice and quiet. This morning I got my water bottle just a little bit too close to the fire and she melted, so I'm out that whole $2 for the water bottle. But hey, if you like this video, go ahead and hit subscribe down here. You know the drill. I'll put a couple other videos I think that you'll like over here. Get back out on the trail, even if it is in the winter. We'll see you next time.